ran it. Tom Carroll gets on it for Swansea in the centre circle. It's a pleasing, flowing game at the moment. Messer.
If you're tuning in live, it's Manchester United 0, Swansea City 0, and we're live from Cornwall UK, broadcasting on YouTube Live, and it is in the background you can hear the Manchester United game on BBC Radio 5 Live. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0, live from Swansea City, and so far, Manchester United are on their counter.
Just need a little bit of spell of their own in possession. They've been a run around a lot at the minute. Manchester United look very, very comfortable in possession, I have to say.
Exactly.
By for United in the centre circle, plays it wide to Valencia. Paul Clement is pointing at something. He wants his team just to improve their shape slightly. They're chasing at the moment. Here's Bailly. Bailly spots a little gap to run into down the inside right channel, 45 yards from goal. Plays it off to Valencia. Slightly ponderous at the moment. Pogba injects a little bit of pace to Mkhitaryan. Mata chips it to the right to Valencia. Valencia looks up, curls that cross into the area. Fernandes with a powerful header away. Matic stretches a leg out, leans over Ayew, fouls Ayew. Swansea get the free kick. Let's get a first update from Rugby Park this afternoon. Kilmarnock Celtic being watched by Roddy for some.
Yes, 18 minutes gone here. Celtic have made 6 changes, but it doesn't matter who the personnel are. They always play the same way, trying to throttle the life out of the opposition. That's what they're trying to do at the moment. But credit to Kamara for standing up well. It's goalless after 18 minutes.
Thank you, Roddy. Sheffield United lead Barnsley by a goal to nil in the Championship in the early kick-off there. Jimmy Abraham turns one round the corner. Jordan Ayew had ran the other way.
Yeah, that's just that little bit of link up between the front two that generally will come from the training ground, working together. We're still very, very early in terms of a partnership. Laurentiis to come in, will Swansea buy a striker. Just Abraham, just look at the play of that around the corner into Jordan Ayew's feet. They weren't on the same level at that particular time.
Manchester United have the ball again. We're going to be saying that a lot, I feel, this afternoon. Started the season with that thumping 4-0 win against West Ham. Lukaku scored twice, tries to lay a ball back towards Pogba. Fur can't control it and has a hack at Matic. They've got away from him there. Quite rightly, John Moss gives the free kick and a couple of blasts on the whistle to say he didn't like the challenge from Fur.
I think it was frustration, from Leroy Fur. The ball's come out of the air. It's a poor touch, and then it's ran away from him, and I don't think it's anything particularly personal against Matic. It's just whoever it was the ball ran to. Fur was going to leave a bit on him. He was just frustrated, I think.
Cricket getting underway in 40 minutes. Third day of the first test between England and West Indies as Blint crosses the ball in from the left-hand side. Test match special with ball-by-ball commentary as ever. Radio 5 Live, Sports Extra, and of course the benefit, the bonus of the in-play highlights on the BBC Sport website during the game. I just knocked my pen off my desk there and almost went down the back of the top of the young gentleman sitting in front of me. Luckily he's wearing a hooded top, so he managed to fish it out of there and give it back to me. I'm all right. Andy Gillies immediately, expert producer, in the end today. Got one, but we've got it back. We're okay now.
Andy's got about 6 bingo pens.
Swansea 0, Manchester United 0. John Hartson with us at the Liberty Stadium. Rashford hooks a little ball down the left-hand touchline for Blint. Rashford looking very sharp, as he did last week against West Ham. Didn't score, did everything but. He's starting the season very, very well for Manchester United. Pogba floats the ball in towards Lukaku on the turn, hits the left-footed shot. Vardy was right behind him to make the block. Pogba in with the challenge on Fur. Foul Fur. And it's a free kick for Swansea. Classic centre-forward play there, John, from the gun.
Good defending as well from Kyle Bartley. You know, he didn't let Lukaku volley him. Lukaku took him well into his chest. Tried to roll Barkley, but Barkley was right behind the ball, strong. That's what you need to do against Lukaku. Very difficult, but you need to try and match him physically, which is, of course, not many defenders can do that. He's a massive presence.
Bobby Anthony's clearance intercepted by Matic. The pass to Rashford didn't have enough pace. Now Matic is slightly out of position and they bypassed him, Swansea. Carroll brings the ball up to the halfway line, plays it to Olsen. Valencia closes him down. Olsen plays one down the line for Carroll to chase and Bailly sprinting across and knocks it out of play for a Swansea throw. Swansea had that excellent early start, first couple of minutes when Ayew got away on the left-hand side. This is rare possession inside Manchester United territory in the last 15 minutes of the game, though. 0-0. Olsen to Carroll in the yellow boots, to Ayew in the yellow boots, to Olsen in the yellow boots. Back to Roque Mesa. Fires the pass into Carl Bartley inside the Manchester United. Swansea trying to play their stuff now. Olsen gets it from Carroll. Valencia right in front of him, knocks the pass into his shins, and Swansea get the throw on the left-hand side. So almost midway through the first half. Swansea holding firm so far. 0-0. Both teams have hit the crossbar. Olsen steals a few paces, throws it into Ayew. Terrible touch from him, and he knocks it straight out for a Manchester United throw. What Paul Clement makes the start, John?
Well, I think he won his place to get a little bit tighter to the Manchester United players. I think they're having a little bit of an easy ride up this moment in time. But it's only 21 minutes gone, and you know it's Rashford's away here.
Oh, pace from Rashford here, and Carl Bartley's got to try and stick with him. Slides in, gets the ball. Rashford goes tumbling over him, and he says Bartley had a handful of his shirt. We'd have to have a look at that again on the replay. You were worried for Bartley for a second there. He did have a yard or two head start on Rashford, and he just about managed to contain the situation. Phil Jones intercepts for Manchester United on the halfway line. Fernandes to Mesa. Swansea, nice little touch around the corner there, finds Abraham, two Manchester United defenders on him. Tammy Abraham wins the throw on the right hand side. Let's just have a little look here and see if Rashford was tugged or whether it was 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. Just looking at our little monitor here in our commentary position, it's not going to show that. Meantime, Swansea have taken the throw. Ayew collects the ball on the right hand side. Abraham slowly making strides to get in the middle. Cross comes in from Norton, beyond Ayew. Olsen gets a head on it. Header goes straight up in the air. Olsen with the overhead kick, and De Gea catches it cleanly on his goal line.
Spectacular overhead kick from Olsen, but straight into the arms of the very reliable De Gea.
Pogba tries to roll it past Tom Carroll. He goes tumbling at the shiny shoes of Paul Clement, picks himself up. Manchester United get the throw. No one in any hurry to give them the ball back. Sheffield United leading Barnsley 1-0. Kilmarnock and Celtic goalless. 3 o'clock commentary on 5 Live this afternoon is Liverpool against Crystal Palace with Ian Dennis and Mark Lawrence. An unusual round the grounds goal service from the pair as they go in.
And in the background we have BBC Radio 5 Live, Swansea 0, Manchester United 0.
BBC Sport app is the place to get it all. Listen to us through the BBC Sport app. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0. Matic, hassled by Ayew, comes sliding in on Blint. Blint got the pass away in time and points at John Moss and says, I didn't like that challenge from Ayew. John Moss just says, I spotted it, it's okay, continue. Mawson plays the ball back to Fabianski, takes a touch in his 6-yard box, clears with his right foot up towards Ayew, who beats Phil Jones in the air, heads it on to Abraham. Abraham's lost it, he's annoyed with himself, claps his hands together in frustration. Pogba up to Lukaku. Lukaku back to Pogba, and here's Blint, just inside Swansea territory. Mata on the left-hand side, and Rashford at the moment is almost shoulder to shoulder with Lukaku through the middle. The ball is back with Eric Bailly. Mkhitaryan turns, glides away from Ayew across this perfect playing surface. Plays it left to Pogba. On to Matic. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0. Rashford, quick of thought, quick of deed, lays it off to Mata. Mkhitaryan stopped in his tracks. Matic on to Mata. Fernandes in there for Swansea. Floats the right-footed ball for Abraham to chase. Eric Bailly covers it, lets it go, and the ball goes out for a Swansea throw, and Tammy Abraham's got to stop and do his shoelaces up.
Yeah, Tammy Abraham just needs, I think he's trying a little bit too hard at the minute. You know, remember, let's not forget he's only 19, but whenever the balls come into him, he's at a booking.
Marcus Rashford is getting called over by John Moss here at the break in play. Getting sort of pantomime boos from the Swansea fans. That's got to be, there wasn't a challenge, I don't think, from Rashford. I presume that's just maybe he's been in the referee's ear for a little bit there. Still annoyed, I think, he claims when he was getting away from Bartley that he was getting his shirt tugged. He then got caught, didn't he? He got caught as he was playing a little pass on the turn, and maybe there was a little bit of after.
I don't know how Fernandes could have possibly got out of the way of that.
Tom Carroll nicks it off Pogba. He's done that a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. Oh, and then Pogba in on Carroll. That's not a good challenge. And
Paul Pogba gets a yellow card.
25 minutes gone, first half. A little bit of frustration there. Carroll had done him twice, and then Pogba missed him with the left foot, swung with the right and caught him.
Yeah, it's a booking. Paul Pogba knows he can't go around kicking people like that. It's just a blatant kick. Carroll's gone over. Easy decision for the referee.
Just those little two incidents as well. The Rashford talking to and the Pogba yellow card. Suddenly got the Swansea fans inched out. Terrible delivery from Carroll into the edge of the area. Nodded back in by Olsen. Headed away by Bailly. Olsen. Bartley's in there. Ball drops for Fernandez, who's passed it across the face of goal, but behind for a Manchester United goal kick. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0.
I think Paul Clement will be reasonably happy. Ali, I think Manchester United, yes, they've had a lot of the ball, but they've not done an awful lot with it. I think Swansea have tracked their runners, they've been solid. They're almost like a three centre-backs with two in front. So they're saying break us down, and Manchester United at the minute are struggling to play through Swansea City. Defending very strong, frustrating United.
It's one of the things I always think when we're talking transfers in the transfer windows, and obviously when you lose someone like Gylfi Sigurdsson, player of his quality, you've got to try and replace him, but we sometimes forget the job the coaches have to do, and that is coach their teams and make their players play better. And Paul Clement did a wonderful job with Swansea last season in digging them out of trouble. We mustn't forget he's a very, very good coach, John, and that is their job. It's not always about buying players. I know they've got to replace Sigurdsson, but also their job is to improve.
It's about working with systems, it's about getting the best out of the players that you have, and even Swansea will have had their eye on 2 or 3 new signings. They may well not have the same effect as a Gylfi Sigurdsson. You know, for the sake of bringing in numbers, for the sake of it, you need to bring in quality also.
Talking Sigurdsson, Manchester City Everton Monday night is a 5 Live commentary in the programme 5 Live Sport tomorrow. Comes from Wembley Stadium. 2 Premier League commentaries in there. Huddersfield Newcastle kicks off at 1:30. We've got the Irish Dream Team in charge of that one with Conor McNamara and Kevin Kilban. Bobbles the shot along the
Plays a long way out. A very optimistic strike there from Rashford. He must have been 45 yards out.
Well, that's a good pass out of defence from Mawson to find Fur. Fur looking for the run of Abraham, who's just got away from the attentions of Phil Jones. Gets to the ball first, is able to turn and face up Phil Jones. Couple of step overs, leaves the ball behind. Not particularly well done, that wonderful turn from Rashford on the left-hand side, loses Fernandez. Now Rashford starts to run at Kyle Bartley. He's got Lukaku in the middle. 3 Swansea defenders around him. He's almost lost it. He keeps going, turns a full 360 degrees, plays it back to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan has support from Matic. Lukaku's calling for it in the middle at the moment. Mkhitaryan has it 25 yards out. Lays it off to Pogba. Scored here last season with a wonderful goal in a 3-1 win, and then overstretches with the tackle on Martin Olsen, and the Swansea players immediately go running to John Moss and say, was that worth a yellow card?
It's not a yellow card. It's not a yellow card. He needs to have a word. Calm Paul Pogba down. It's not a yellow.
Right.
Don't spoil the game, referee. That is not a yellow card. It's a little bit exuberant from Pogba, especially having just had a yellow card 3 minutes previously. Calm down, son. Calm down. You're gonna leave your team with 10 men. You carry on, ladders.
If he hadn't had the first yellow, was that worth a yellow card?
I don't think so, no. Not for me. Not for me, no.
Right.
It's a strong challenge. The crowd have obviously got on the situation because they know that he's on a yellow. Tried to put the ref under a bit of pressure, but good refereeing there for me, Ali. Good refereeing. Well, not to show a second yellow.
John Hartson with us at the Liberty Stadium, BBC Radio 5 Live, and that's already a discussion point for half-time. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0. Pogba has definitely had his last warning. Shrill blast of the whistle from John Moss called him over. Called Antonio Valencia over as well. Romelu Lukaku got involved. Pogba's just got to be a little bit careful here. Ball down the right-hand side for Ayew to chase. Offside he is. Matic had him covered anyway. Manchester United get the free kick. But that little sort of ire in Paul Pogba in the last 5 minutes just came from losing the ball a couple of times.
Our boys all clear. Take her out. Good luck.
Then suddenly he's at risk.
You know what, as well, it started when Rashford never got the foul that he thought he should have had when he was blocked by Fabianski. I'm not sure how Fabianski could have got out of the way of Rashford, and that just seemed to rile Pogba up a little bit, didn't it?
Here he is.
Good luck, guys, all clear. Take her out. Good luck.
Streak of peroxide.
Alright guys, take her out. Good luck. Go about me, I'll be fine. I'll cover whatever's left.
The ball ricochets away.
I've got these ones.
It's at the feet of Eric Bailly.
Oh no.
Manchester United 0. Pogba just eases past Carroll, fires it at Lukaku, who struggled to get it back. It wasn't the best ball from Pogba actually. Oh, and then Fabianski's played under pressure as Mkhitaryan closes him down, slices a clearance. Valencia up quickly on Olsen, and Swansea have to concede the throw to Manchester United deep in Swansea territory. 0-0. Here's Mata. Little flick here to Pogba on the right-hand side. Pogba comes running back, very careful not to make the tackle from behind on Ayew. He knows another one in this first half, and he really might be in trouble. Sheffield United still leading Barnsley 1-0. Just reading a note here, both teams now already down to 10 men in a game that kicked off at 12:15. Leon Clark, Sheffield United, has gone, and McDonald and Barnsley both sent off for violent conduct. Sheffield United 1, Barnsley 0, Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 0. Mata, clever ball through the middle here for Rashford, up to the edge of the area. Rashford turns, looks to get the shot away on the left foot, and doesn't get the free kick. Messer with the challenge. Rashford continues to be frustrated. Abraham lays it off to Ayew. Ayew running at the Manchester United defenders. Only Abraham in support at the moment. Beach turns on the outside and almost finds Abraham at the near post. Manchester United have to concede the corner. 0-0.
Great play from Jordan Ayew. Very positive. Running that Daily Flint. Running that Phil Jones. He tries to play across the 6-yard line of the 6-yard box. And Tammy Abraham just can't quite get in front of his marker. It's Valencia by made a last-ditch challenge to stop Abraham. A really good play from Jordan Ayew wide out on the right-hand side.
Yeah, there has occasionally been a threat from Swansea. Corner for them. Didn't win a corner last week against Southampton, so this is progress. Tom Carroll gets ready to take it. Now who's that on his backside in the Manchester United penalty area? Bailly is down. Lots of players clustered together. He's kicked to his feet by Ayew.
Well, Bailly there just walked into Barkley and just fell over.
Yeah, and Carl Bartley says you're having a laugh, ref, as we get the close-up on him. 12 minutes.
Kyle Bartley.
Bartley.
It's Bart, yeah.
Bart. Carroll with the corner headed down from Bartley. Should have scored, and he's nodded it wide.
Should have scored, Al. You're absolutely spot on. Got away from his marker. He's up early. He's up against Bailly. He cannot quite direct the header in, but good chance for Swansea. Probably the best chance of the game.
0-0 then. David De Gea gets ready to take the goal kick. Manchester United not having it all their own way. Rashford's come out to the right-hand side for the time being, as De Gea all in black plays with his right foot. Olsen beats Lukaku in the air. Here's Blint on the left-hand side. Good ball to Mkhitaryan, who took that wonderfully well and just glided away from Fur. Lays it off to Mata just outside the Swansea box. Curled into Lukaku, who jumps and couldn't make contact with the header. Alfie Mawson was right behind him. Rashford blocks the clearance, and Swansea get the throw. I wonder what Jose Mourinho is making of it all. I saw him walk up the touchline on his arrival at the Liberty Stadium today in the dark suit, suede shoes, open neck white shirt, looking very relaxed. Took a few selfies with the Swansea fans.
Just looking at Lukaku there. He played here Swansea's last game of the season, last term, against Everton, and Swansea kept him out that day, so they've got to try. Lukaku there. He played here Swansea's last game of the season, last term, against Everton, and Swansea kept him out that day, so they've got to try.
If you're hearing, yes, it is the live game. Manchester United and Swansea at the moment is 0-0.
Throws a water bottle to the floor And Swansea a little bit lucky there that Rashford couldn't finish.
It's an awful finish. It's an awful attempt from Rashford, a player of his quality. He's onto it like a flash. It's a great first touch, but the finish is poor. The finish, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's just got to get it out, shift it onto his left foot, and smash it in.
Oh, it keeps happening. It keeps dropping out.
Who had the chance there and he couldn't quite take it. Back to Rugby Park shortly when we get the next break in play here. Last we heard was Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 0. Pogba on the turn inside his own half to Rashford, who's been at centre of everything for United here. Got a little clip on the heels there as well. So Rashford getting slightly irked by the attention he's receiving. He's been tackled by Ayew. Comes racing back to try and win the ball back. Can't do so. Mkhitaryan fouls Ayew, and Swansea get themselves the free kick. And Tom Carroll thinks about taking it quickly. He's not going to, so let's check in with Roddy Forsyth.
6 minutes left until half-time. It's still scoreless here. Parity on corner kicks, 2 each, and Kilmarnock trying where possible to get at Celtic, who are finding this awkward despite their invincible status. It's still scoreless here, 38 minutes gone.
Sheffield United 1, Barnsley 0, a half-time score. Both teams down to 10 men. Free kick here for Swansea. 8 minutes left in the first half. 0-0. Roque Mesa, the Spaniard, signed for £11 million this summer. Long way out. Kills it with his right foot to the far post. Bartley heads it back across goal just beyond Mawson. Mawson controls it. Is tackled by Bailly, and Bailly puts it over the roof. Gives it the old heave-ho.
Manchester United's defending there, Ali. Where were the defenders? Oh, he's way offside. Don't know what the linesman is doing. Jordan Ayew must be 6 or 7 yards offside, and the linesman plays on.
Where were the defenders? Where was the linesman?
I was just about to say about United defence.
Yeah. David De Gea.
That's the line I'm thinking of.
Yeah, David De Gea not looking across the line, but he knew, didn't he? David De Gea both arms in the air. Said, what on earth is going on? Swansea playing it back to Fabianski.
But that explained everything about
it. Closing stages of the first half on BBC Radio 5 Live. John Hartson with us here at the Liberty Stadium. Swansea starting the season with the 0-0 against Southampton, and here at the moment holding Manchester United to the 0-0. They've had their chances as well. Ayew's grazed the crossbar. Blint wins a header for United and nods it out of play. So throw in Swansea on the right-hand side. No hurry to take it. Rashford comes jogging over to give Carl Norton the ball so they can hurry things along. Norton throws it to Fur. Up to Abraham. Back to Fur. Back here to Norton on the right-hand side. And then Mesa decides to play back to Fernandez. Goal at Rugby Park, ready for side.
Commentators' cards. No sooner do I say that Kilmarnock looking awkward for Celtic than Celtic promptly make their way through the defence. Rogic slicing down the inside left channel. Square ball, Callum McGregor plays shot. Celtic are in the lead.
Seemingly unstoppable Celtic again at the start of this season. Mkhitaryan's been fouled here at the Liberty Stadium, so Manchester United have a free kick. About 20 yards inside the Swansea half. They were very impressive against Astana. John, looks like Celtic are going to be in the Champions League group stages again.
Very much looks so now. The Celtic go out to Kazakhstan on Tuesday afternoon, and barring a travesty, they should get through to the group stages.
Mata's ball into Lukaku is headed away. Matic finds Valencia. Champions League draw on Thursday. Celtic and Liverpool hoping to complete the job this coming week and making sure that they're in it. 5 English teams and 1 Scottish team. They would be in the draw if that is the case. Here's Mkhitaryan. No. Swansea 0, Manchester United 0. Blint's cross, deflected, ball loops high in the air. Manchester United, of course, one of those English teams will be in there, courtesy of the Europa League win last season. But it's all about the league title this season. Jose Mourinho has collected 8 of those. Various top flights around
MMI,
Europe.
we expect the unexpected.
Can he do it with Manchester United this season? Now, Eric Bailly, for some reason, left that ball.
I think it's more because I think the sun now blocked his view.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them round.
Jordan Ayew knocked it out of play.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
Manchester United have taken the throw. 5 minutes left in the first half. Still 0-0. Here's Matic. The Liberty Stadium just falls quiet for a second or two as Matic brings the ball forward. Central position. Floats it towards Mata. Olsen heads it behind for a Manchester United corner. And you've already made reference, John, to the height Manchester United have in their team to attack these set pieces.
Yeah, especially with the delivery of Mata. Swansea, 3 or 4 minutes just before half-time, I would think would be quite happy to go in at 0-0 if they can just see out this final few minutes of the first half.
Matic is going to stand on Fabianski's toes, then runs to the near post. The ball doesn't beat the first defender at the near post from Mata. Headed away. Valencia side foots it to Phil Jones. Jones wide to Blint on the left-hand side. Blint's cross into the air. Fabianski's come a long way and got nowhere near it. Then Mata shoots and screws the shot just wide. No touch on it. The ball's behind for a goal kick. And Fabianski all over the place for a second.
It's nearly a terrible error from Fabianski. I really don't know where he's going. He's trying to catch the ball. He's run out 15-20 yards. If you're going to come out that far, then you've got to make sure you're 100% certain that you can either catch it or punch it away. He does neither. Just before half-time, panic.
3 minutes left in the first half, building towards our 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League this afternoon. All the other games up and down the country. Usual goal service from Ian Dennis and Mark Lawrenson at 3 o'clock. Their base is Anfield. Liverpool against Crystal Palace is our second Premier League commentary today. Stoke Arsenal, we've also got in full at 5:30 for Jason Mohammed and Robbie Savage take over at 7:30 with 6:06.
I'm just trying to think, Ali, you know, who would be the happier going in at half-time in Swansea? Bartley's had a great chance with a header. Rashford's gone clean through. Both teams have hit the crossbar. I think United have had a little bit more possession.
Definitely.
They've not done great things with it.
Which is why I think Swansea would be the happier. Because we're expecting so much of Manchester United today.
On the back of last week's Manchester United's performance, I would agree.
Drags
the ball back with his right foot. Fires it to Pogba. 25 yards out. Caresses a pass to Valencia, who gets a run here at Olsen, lays it off to Pogba just outside the area, chips the ball up to the far post. Lukaku can't quite attack it because Fernandes is there to head it away. Norton clears with his right foot and clears the head of Phil Jones, but Jones was in front of him, so there was no danger. He was there to clear up. Manchester United have it again. Last 90 seconds of the first half. I think that's why as well Paul Clement was so furious about the chance that they gifted to Marcus Rashford, because he knows today is all about containment, and they've done a fantastic job in the first half, but they cannot afford mistakes like that, because that could well cost them the game. Pogba whips a wonderful ball in with his right foot, headed behind by Norton for a Manchester United corner, so they get some late pressure.
Excellent ball from Pogba. It's rolled back to him from Valencia, and he puts magnificent whip on that ball with pace as well. Difficult to defend. Swansea dealt with it really well.
Whip with a capital W as the corner from Blint. From the left-hand side, free header Pogba! Fabianski got a touch, but I think it was already over the line. Eric Bailly has completed the duties with his right foot, and he's celebrating the goal. We'll have to wait and see, but bottom line is Manchester United have scored in the last minute of the first half, and all Swansea's hard work in this first half ends up in tatters. Swansea 0, Manchester United 1.
Well, it's a Mata corner from the left-hand side. It's an outswinger. He swings it in, and it's Pogba with a simple header. Fabianski nearly sees it, and Bailly is following in, and he just makes sure it fully crossed the line. But a wonderful save initially from Fabianski. And it's Bailly, we're not quite sure. The ball is not over the line. I think the goal will be credited to Bailly. Yes, it is.
Eric Bailly's first goal for Manchester United comes right at the end of this first half here at the Liberty Stadium.
1 point we made, and we mentioned the height.
He must be a Swansea City fan for him to do that to me. Because of me being a Man United fan.
A great time for United.
Yes, if you guys tuning in live, it's Manchester United 1, Swansea 0.
Having contended with United for 99% of that first half.
Swansea 0, Manchester United 1. goal decision system hasn't come into play, but I think John's right, looking at the camera angle. The whole of the Pogba, a fabulous save from Fabianski to tip it onto the bar, down onto the line. Bailly reacted quickest. He has his first goal for Manchester United, and it is Swansea 0, Manchester United 1. And my stopwatch tells me we've got about 10 seconds remaining of this first half. So United not been as fluent as they were last week. Swansea did hit the crossbar early on, but Manchester United have the lead as the half-time whistle blows. And Paul Clement, John Harson, is going to be really annoyed about that, because you saw how annoyed he was when they gave Rashford the chance that he couldn't take.
Might want to get out of the way of this one, guys. I'm about to do something crazy.
No, well, you've got to see the half out.
You guys are probably thinking, what am I thinking?
They've been a threat. You know, Bartley had had a chance to get the crossbar, but you've got to concentrate on them set pieces against. We know about the height. You've maybe got to try and block Pogba's run. Anything to stop him getting on the end of the cross. And that's what Paul Clement will be disappointed about, the timing of the goal and the way that they've conceded.
Looked like a tough job at the start of the day for Swansea. Tougher now. Half-time score at the Liberty Stadium is Swansea 0, Manchester United 1.
But also, John House, I don't know if you've seen on the replays, Fernandes, who is with Bailly, sort of stands with his arm in the air.
Told you I was crazy.
Reacting in many ways to the Fabianski save. So, you know, Bailly was quicker to the reaction, wasn't he, for his first United goal?
They always say that it's not necessarily the first reaction, it's the second one. You know, that's what you have to do. You have to anticipate that the goalkeeper's going to save it, which he did, and it's bouncing around. And Bailly, Chappers, to be honest, he acts like a striker.
Yeah.
He's a centre half, you know, he's on his toes, he's first to react, and he gets his reward. And, you know, it's frustrating for Swansea, because I thought they contended, you know, really well. You know, against the likes of Lukaku, Mata, Rashford, who's been really lively. It's disappointing to concede when they did in injury time, but, you know, Manchester United will be delighted.
Just a quick one from both of you, because you both watch a lot of football. Can you recall seeing Marcus Rashford appear so rattled by a crowd or his treatment in any previous game?
I can't. No, I mean,
it seems to have got to him today.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It does, and you know, the Pogba situation, Mark, where he picked up the yellow card and very nearly got another one, all came from Rashford's initial frustration. I mean, there was a big thing, wasn't there? John Riley picked it up straight away, made about the dive, you know, last season to win the penalty. I'm sure that bothered him at the time, and yeah, they're right on his back, and he hasn't coped with it. And fans, you know, fans don't forget. You know, fans don't forget these little things, and you know, potentially he might have died. He won the penalty, but he's just got to deal with that. Chappers, you know, he's a top player. He's going to be around for a long time. You know, he's not going to be hailed at every single ground. He's going to get booed. That's what you've got to get used to at this level.
Thank you very much, John Harson, Alistair Bruce Ball, hashtag BBC Football 85058. Sarah says Martial has to come on at half-time. Lack of proper wingers has been evident. Swansea have packed their midfield rich when Rashford first burst on the scene. His finishing was unreal. Lately it's been poor. He needs to improve. And Rob, I'm loving the fact Tom Carroll's getting the better of Pogba in midfield. The lad is some player. 85058, as I say, hashtag BBC Football, and then you can follow everything on the BBC Sport Live text page and listen to us as well via the BBC Sport app at the same time as the Premier League on 5 Live and on the BBC Sport app. During half-time, we'll go to Edgbaston ahead of day 3 of the first test, and we'll head to Burnley as well after their fantastic win over Chelsea last weekend. They're at home to West Brom this afternoon. It's 1:20. This is 5 Live, and here's the latest BBC News.
More live Premier League football than anyone else. This is BBC 5 Live.
The Spanish Interior Minister says the terrorist cell that carried out the attacks in Barcelona and Cambrils has been completely dismantled. Juan Ignacio Zoido says it was made up of 12 young men, many of them from Morocco. The Finnish authorities say a UK citizen was among those injured during a knife attack in Turku yesterday. 2 people died and 8 were hurt in what's being treated as a terrorist incident. 5 people have been arrested, including the suspected attacker who was shot. 2 men have appeared in court charged with the murder of a woman whose body was found in a burning car near Sunderland. 39-year-old Stephen Unwin and 50-year-old William McFall were remanded in custody. The Health Secretary says Professor Stephen Hawking is wrong to accuse him of cherry-picking evidence to back up his plans for weekend care. Jeremy Hunt says he wants England's NHS to be the safest health service in the world. And Donald Trump has thanked his sacked chief strategist for his service. Steve Bannon, the man seen as a driving force in the Trump election victory, is now returning to a senior role at the right-wing news website Breitbart.
This is BBC 5 Live on digital, online, smartphone and tablet.
And just one bit of travel news for you. In Worcestershire, the M5 southbound, there's queuing traffic and 2 lanes currently closed. It's down to an overturned caravan, which is being recovered right now. This is between Junction 7 and Junction 8, with congestion as far back as Junction 6. Mike Young, 5 Live Travel.
The best live sport. After victory against South Africa, England take on the West Indies in their final Test series before the Ashes.
Oh, taking it split. Ben Stokes with the winning catch, and Lowy with the winning wicket.
Join the Test match special team for full commentary of the first ever day-night Test in England, live from Edgbaston.
You know, there's some big challenges ahead, so we've got to keep looking at ways in which we can get better.
Rolls his arms, he's edged across the front. 2 wickets in the over. Ben Stokes has a huge Cheshire grin on his face.
England versus the West Indies, right now on 5 Live Sports Extra. This is 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman.
Manchester United a goal up at Swansea at half-time in the first Premier League game of the weekend. Eric Bailly right on the stroke of half-time in the Championship. Sheffield United are a goal up on Barnsley, but sharp second of the season. The difference there, both sides down to 10 men. Leon Clark of Sheffield United and Angus MacDonald of Barnsley being sent off in the same incident 3 minutes before half-time. And in Scotland this afternoon, Celtic are a goal to the good at half-time at Kilmarnock. Roddy Fasano.
Yes, indeed, although Kilmarnock did much better in the first half than in their 5-0 thrashing in the Betfred League Cup. It looked as though they would make it to half-time unscathed, and then Tom Rogic doing what he does best, forcing his way into the area, clipped it across. I gave credit to McGregor. It was actually Forrest who got the last touch. Either way, it's Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 1.
Thank you very much. Away from the football, New Zealand have beaten Australia 54-34 in the Rugby Union Championship this lunchtime. They scored 8 tries to 4. They did lead 54-6 early in the second half. Players now just got underway on the second day of the Solheim Cup in Iowa, and Europe are up against it, Ian Carter.
They are right up against it. Yesterday was the first time they've been whitewashed in an entire session. That's why the Americans have this 5.5 points to 2.5 lead. So it didn't help when Jody Ewart-Shadoff hit this morning's opening tee shot a few moments ago into the water at the first. An American birdie there on the opening hole has put red on the board straight away. The other foursomes today, Mel Reid and Emily Pedersen against Paula Creamer and Austin Ernst. Anna Nordquist and Georgia Hall, who was excellent.
Oh, fucking Warriors. I hate fucking Warriors these days. That's better. Oh, fucking Warriors. Oh, back at me, guys.